Hello everyone, you are welcome to Literature Hub 247. This is a free online literature class. This class is totally free. What you have to do is just click on the subscribe button and you are in already. You can also click on the bell icon so that you'll be notified whenever any video is produced. This particular video is about a non-African novel titled Invisible Man. Invisible Man is written by Ralph Ellison. In this class, we are going to discuss the WAEC 2023 questions on the text. But before we go into the classroom, I will advise that you first watch my video on how to answer literature and English questions in WAEC and NECO. Because in that video, I explain the new guidelines that have just been introduced by WAEC in answering their questions. In fact, if you download the whole text into your brain and you enter the exam hall without understanding these guidelines, hardly can you score credit marks. So, in this wise, I will advise that you make a request through the message box that I should send you the link to how to answer literature English questions in WAEC and NECO, and I will definitely do that. Let's go into the classroom. The first question says, how does the advice of the narrator's grandfather influence his actions? How does the advice of the narrator's grandfather influence his actions? So, as you normally do, you must relate the question to the theme of the novel, and that is what we are going to do here. The major theme in the novel is racial discrimination, which dwells on the plight of the black man in racist 20th century America. The grandfather of the narrator is very well aware of the reality, that is, the racial prejudice. So the man is aware of it. Now let's now move to the second stage, character identification. We have to identify the characters that are mentioned in the question. And we have the narrator's grandfather and the narrator. Now the narrator's grandfather. He is an old man on his deathbed who has revolutionary zeal. He was a soldier and he took part in the American Civil War. He also served as a spy. After the American Civil War, he has been living a quiet life. That is the narrator's grandfather. We have a little to write about him as is presented in the text. Now the narrator. The narrator is the protagonist of the novel, whose real name is not mentioned throughout the novel. He is a black man and he narrates the events in the novel. So he is the narrator, major narrator of what happened in the novel. He identifies himself as a human and not a spirit when he describes himself as, quote, a man of substance, of flesh and bone, vapor and liquids, unquote. That is from the man. That's how he describes himself. Now, the grandfather's advice. The grandfather calls the narrator and gives him the advice when he's about to die. He advises him to be brave and continue fighting. He also advises him to pretend to be humble wherever he is and avoid confrontation. Now the effects of the advice on the narrator, that is the advice given by his father, the effects on the narrator. The advice keeps ringing in his ears. It reminds him constantly of his identity in a racial society. The advice gives him the ideas of racism in the society. It also prepares him to utilize his supposed invisibility to his advantage. It serves as a catalyst that springs up the revolutionary instincts in the narrator's mind. Now, relevance to the plot. How relevant is the advice to the plot? The advice depicts the evil of racism and let us know that it is generational. It also reflects the events narrated in the novel and shows that the only solution to racism is silence. So that is the first question on Invisible Man. Now the second question. Examine the ideology of the Brotherhood and the novel. Examine the ideology of the Brotherhood and the novel. Relation to theme. The prominent theme in the novel is racism, and this affects the blacks as they are inhumanly treated. The Brotherhood is formed to secure recognition for blacks in its ideology. We are also going to identify the Brotherhood as mentioned in the question. The Brotherhood is an all-blacks organization which is formed to voice out and condemn any injustices meted on blacks. The group is headed by Brother Jah, who convinces the narrator to join. Now, the ideology of the Brotherhood. You also need to explain the ideology of the Brotherhood. The Brotherhood is formed to address the current situation in the society and make changes. A situation where blacks are considered as subordinate is no longer accepted. It also says that blacks have the right to complain, and it is only the blacks that can do this. The group is also an advocate of equality. Blacks and whites should accommodate each other. Now, the contradictory ideology. You see how to consider this. Raz the Exhorter, who is also a black man, has a contrary ideology in his own group. The group condemns the coexistence of black and white. Effect of the Brotherhood's ideology. The ideology only gains recognition and acceptance, and some blacks, while some do not accept it. That is, the ideology only gains recognition and acceptance, and some blacks, while some do not accept it. That is, some blacks do not accept the ideology. It's only gained recognition by, it is only accepted by some black. So, by some black. So, the ideology gains recognition and acceptance by some blacks, while some do not accept it. The ideology only infuses hope in its members and causes disharmony and division among blacks. So, we have to note this. The pens in red ink are not part of the answers. They only serve as guide, as set out by WAEC. What I mean here is that you don't need to write relation to theme, character identification, effect of Brotherhood. They are just there to serve as guides so that we understand what you are saying, so that we understand how to answer questions in WAEC. So, if you have any question on this or any video or any text, you can send your question through the message box, and I will respond to it. You can share our video on any social media platform. Invite your friends to join us. Like the video, share the video as you like. As you are doing that, God bless you.